everybody. This here's a compilation of a 3 or 4 weeks worth of short hunts. Very, not hardly any live digs, but you know, just the idea of going out metal detecting first time in a year and a half, almost 2 years, and some finds. So we'll do the wrap up at the end. I've showed on some of my live streams and a couple videos of the things that I found, you know, as far as good stuff, but I didn't show keeping it real of all the trash. So I'm going to show trash as well as the things that I found, which of course is more trash than there is any bit of treasure. So and give you an outlook on my just some things I'm throwing in. There's just a bunch of what do you call it? Hot pot. There you go. Everything just thrown in there, and we're gonna do a video. This is my first editing video, so hopefully this turns out pretty decent, and maybe I'll, and of course, get better at it. I tried Rob Random to use the essentials video thing. It says it's loaded on my system, but it's not on my. There's no program on my computer for that video program. So I'm going with Filmora, which is another. I already had it on my system, but it was running slow. I reloaded the program, and it's this Filmora, which of course is not paid for yet, because it's not free, but you can use it. Hopefully the watermark's not in the way or anything, if there is a watermark. We'll find out when we're done with this. So anyways, Jim, thank you. And Sylvia, I ended up doing the, like I said, iMovie, which is Filmora. At least that's what it brought me to. I'm going to try this program. All right, thank you. All I gotta say is enjoy the show. Hello everybody, Oldies and Goodies here. Just doing a outline preview of my humble abode that I live in, which just happens to be part garage, and I actually live in the part of the barn section that I made a room out of. But yeah, kind of a barn, definitely a storage area and a 2-car garage. But give me an outline of the property. This property I've dated actually with the finds throughout the property, and anywhere from the late 1800s to around the early 1920s, and didn't find much other than that besides the clad that we've dropped over the years. Prior to this trailer putting in the garage, and the trailer is the oldest part of this property, which of course, you know, it's not that old if you got a trailer. But I've done detected out here many times, the front yard. A couple different types of loops, sizes, strategies, and it's pretty much landfill. So they came in and, you know, I mean, there's hardly any targets out there. Closer to this driveway, as you can see, the driveway. And this is where I found that 1909 squirt gun, toy squirt gun. Metal, but the other part where you squeeze the bottle or whatever, it's pretty old. Really nice. Well, for the condition of finding in the ground, it was really nice. I don't think I showed that to you on the any of my videos. And then Beth, right here about where that little hump is of dirt clump, is where I found that Slade's salad bottle about 3 foot deep. And there's a pit there of iron and all sorts of other stuff. That's how I found it. And a whole bunch of broken glass, milk bottles. But that was the only thing that was intact, and I didn't make a big, you know, pit, but enough to get that bottle out was how it took me a couple hours. So I'm gonna walk down the driveway and show you a little bit of it. Brian, the tag that I found, Brian, it is me, is right there's a tree stump where we've got nice tulips growing because it is springtime finally. No snow on the ground as far as I can see. Right around there is where I found that tag. I'm thinking it's a cow tag, some type of cow tag, whatever. And I'm, you know, as I said about this area, just imagine if this was all field. There's a rock wall that goes right here, which goes down the property line, all the way back out to the next road, which is quite a ways away. And then over there in that tree field there's another rock wall that separates the property. And in the back is where I found the 1909 pocket watch and Indian head pennies, and you know, I showed you the one video clip of the buckle I found. Silver plated buckle was out back too also. Honey Hill Road, but I don't see no honey. I guess maybe there was beehives and stuff like that, but Honey Hill Road. And we're actually, the property itself is on the very top of the hill. There's a hill on both sides coming up, and it can be treacherous during the winter months. I got a few neighbors down there on the right. I'll see if I zoom in because I'm not going to walk all that way. That house right there, SJ Mixed Adventures. I found a Barber silver quarter there. Looked like it was copper or burnt in a fire, and I gave that to her as a gift. Probably one of the first Barber quarters I ever found, or is the only copper or Barber quarter I found. But I sent that to her as a gift way back last year. Let me zoom back in again, and then I can see this area kind of separates the property. Like I said, the wall goes. It's not a big wall, but it's where they took it field stones out and piled them in a wall all the way down the property line. This is the older property. Well, I found more wheat pennies and other stuff. No silver. But they got a trailer there. That's for sale, the property. They want like $72,000 for it, give or take. And it's a double wide on it. But yeah, this as you can see where it drops off the Honey Hill. It'll start going down there just over the top there. That's the top of it, and it goes down, you know, quite a bit. And then this that's about the oldest house here. And of course, no living accommodations. It's been abandoned. It's not actually abandoned. Somebody does own it, but nobody's will ever be able to live on it because it's only like on a 100 by 200 square foot property, and there's no way you can have septic in a well on the same property of that small of a property. You know, if they ran water, which they did, but they stopped at the bottom of the hill down on that side, and then going west, because that way's west, they stopped the water main on the other side of that property. They could have been able to do a septic tank, but it's just a small property, and this is 6 acres, and my brother's property And over here is 6 acres, which goes way back into the woods. But just to give you an idea, Honey Hill Road. That's where I live, and I plan on stealth digging that property a little bit more. Joking about the stealth digging, but I found a bunch of coins, a bunch of wheat pennies. Got to watch out for this road; they'll run you over. And then, of course, you know, I got some detecting there. And then my main permissions are on this road. Pretty much everybody's allowed me to go detecting on their property. So that's cool too. Anyways, there it is. You got an view of my household, my living area. Alright, Odie's out. Yeah, these next few clips are from that 1830s farmhouse that's down the street from me. I have permission. I showed a bunch of, a lot of the stuff that I found on that property, on that live stream, searching an 1830s farmhouse. This will give you just the overlay of the property. And it is a pretty good sized property to detect that. So we'll give that a shot. Oldies and goodies. Turn around, see if you can see me. Yeah, I'm going out by my house today, down the street. And you know what they say. Look, I'm using a grocery cart. Anyways, I gotta walk down the street to that house there. Right, that's where I found barber quarter I gave SJ. It was barber, it was 1896 or something like that. And then my neighbor, properties for sale, $75,000. It's double wide, about 9 acres. That's not abandoned, but nobody will ever live there. Small little property. It's kind of built in the 40s, I think. That's what mostly the finds that I found in this yard. But the yards are old because there used to be farm fields or some type of field. And so yeah, pretty much old. But as far as the house, everything else that was on it, mostly wheat pennies, no silver. And of course I'm going to this house over here. I'll zoom in. It's not a super old house either, but the property is old. And yeah, that's where I found the 1800s barber quarter. And there was a horse bell. Well, it had a picture of a horse on it, bell, for an old late 1800s bicycle with the big wheels, you know, the big huge rim type rims. And that was found in that yard also. So it's got some age as far as the 1800s is concerned. Well, I'll leave it from there, and this is the street I live on. Okay, everybody. See you shortly. Hi, Lida. This is Lida. This is the yard I'm detecting. We'll show you the house a little bit. It doesn't look old, but yeah, it's got field stones as far as the foundation and cellar and all that. But not a very big yard. Surrounded by woods. Of course, that's country living for you. But we're going to scope this place out. Where that gully is right there, used to be a swimming pool. My friend Bill, I don't know if he wants to be on YouTube or not, but hey, he's a good guy. Alright, talk to you later. Record. Hey Mike, say hi to the camera, to YouTube.
Hi,
hello YouTube community. We're out here. Okay, now move along. Alright, we're down here in Foster Park, one of my favorite parks, and it's got a ball field, as you can see. I can't see through the viewfinder for some reason, but Mike's gonna give it a try, metal detecting here, and I brought him along. I don't plan on doing any digging, just having foot problems walking, but I figured I'll give you a close-up view of this area. And this I used to call the dime park, because I found dime after dime after dime after dime here back in the 70s and 80s. Not very many quarters, but mostly dimes. Alright, thank you very much. What is it? 79? 79. I'm going to call that as a penny. Alright, locate it, and let's do a live dig. Let's do a live dig. Check it with your pulse, your pinpointer first, and see if it's towards the top.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so you're at least 2-3 inches deep. This is what I wanted you to do for me a couple years ago. Take videos of me digging.
Oh.
I'll show you how it's done. No, I'll show you a plug.
Oh,
The size of a freaking volcano. It's still in the, it should still be in the hole. Anyways, it's my buddy Mike. I got a lot of friends named Mike. I know a lot of Mikes. And is that a penny like I said it was? Guessing it's a memorial.
Is that a penny?
It's not a penny?
Not a penny. 5 cents.
A nickel? Then you ain't got the right target. Keep
Dude,
looking.
That's cool.
Keep looking.
Hold on.
Keep looking.
Is that Canadian?
Take your pinpointer and check it again. Because you got a 79, that means there's all the coins in there.
Ooh, it's old.
Hold on, let me see if I can zoom this thing. Of course, it's a crappy camera. And no, it's not old.
No.
But I'll hold on to it and take a look at it.
Got a little ding in it.
Oh yeah. We've got beaver tail, 1979, and it does have a ding. I don't think I have that for my collection yet.
Nothing.
Are you sure? Swing your detector over again.
All right.
Swing your detector over one more time.
Give me a minute.
That's why I don't like that pinpointer. Over the hole. Alright, never mind. Let me bring up the machine here to me. Let me see what happens. What's the reading?
79.
Okay.
79.
It definitely is a nickel, but it's not made of nickel. It's made of...
Where is it?
79. It's not made of nickel.
Huh.
Nickel would read in the 40s, 50s.
Is it then?
Might be just copper nickel.
That's a sweet thing.
Okay, now look.
Oh. Why ain't you look?
I feel like it. Another live dig. Curse of the live dig. Let's see what it is.
Oil.
No, it's not. definitely a coin, or a coin-like. A lot of objects you dig is usually coin-like, round. It's a good signal. It's not that deep.
Well,
It's in a coin ball. Look at that coin ball. Yep. Penny or dime?
Penny.
Okay. It looks kind of greenish. Is it wheat penny or is it a memorial? It's copper.
1981.
It's copper.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me have it. Goes in my pocket, guys. Thank you. Hi, Theresa.
Whoa, Joe.
This is my sister. She's the one that owner of White's. What the heck is that? White's detector?
Detector.
Yeah, anyways. We are going to Foster Park today. And she's driving me crazy. Alright. We're going metal detecting today. And why am I stuck? Anyways. Yep. On the ground. Oh. That make anybody dizzy yet? The sun's out, so I can barely see the view screen. But this is just a little bit of it. And the ball field. Alright. And then of course the pavilion way over there. This is where I call it the Dime Park. Back in the 80s, late 70s, I metal detected here. And apparently left all the pull tabs because I was only looking for the change. So dig it all. That's all I can say is just dig it all. That way 30 years later you won't have to dig up the other crap that you should have dug 30 years ago. But anyways, I'm going to be digging it all, and I'm going to show you all my junk and anything I do find. Hopefully I can find some older stuff, and being that I call it Dime Park, because that's where a lot of Mercury dimes, a lot of, I mean, Barber, Mercury, and Roosevelts. Pretty much dimes, hardly any quarters, and no halves in this part. But there was a few quarters, not many. Alright, going to town and going to work. See you guys in a bit. That's the one. Reading pull tab nickel.
Nickel.
Or pull tab. You can't always go by that. It could be a gold ring. It could be a small piece of aluminum. So go for it. Live dig. Anyways, that's my sister Theresa. My only sister of 5 siblings. I'm the oldest. She's the middle child. And she decided to get in the hobby a few years back and bought herself this White's Coin Master. Yuck. Anyways, but bottom line, you know, money. Sometimes you got to get something to make something. So that's what she's doing. Is she's close to 50, or she is 50 years old or close to it. I think she is 50 now as of last month, June 27th, or no, May 27th. And like I said, I'm 53, so she's 3 years younger than I am. So no, this is not a dating service, guys. Just a metal detecting channel. But it's a little hard when you don't have a pinpointer and you're not used to the sounds, and you got to dig junk all the time because you're not, you know, because you don't have a great machine. well, takes a little time to get used to. So I'm going to leave it at that. More than likely it's either a nickel or pull tab or some piece of scrap. But if it's anything else, I'll turn it back on. Thank you. Hey sis.
Hey Al.
52, 53.
53 maybe. 54?
No, 52,
53.
53.
Alright.
That's a nickel all day long. And since I already found a buffalo nickel, I might have a chance at maybe a B nickel,
A B nickel?
another buffalo
Or
nickel,
or a D nickel.
a
Denver.
B nickel.
B, alright.
They don't make a D nickel.
Alright.
Okay. You don't know your coins yet, so you sure know how to spend them. I'm just saying. Anyways, it's not deep, but neither was that buffalo I found a little while ago.
Right on top.
That's saying still nickel or pull tab. It's got a little higher now. But yeah, it's in the clod. Right here, but that might be a piece of aluminum.
Might be a whole beer can.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
It's in there.
Something small.
Yep. And it is a
Nickel.
wah wah wah.
Pull tab.
Damn it. The evil one. Alright, last hole on the dig. Okay, YouTubers, my fellow fans and followers. Anyways, this is a wrap up of about 3 or 4 weeks of metal detecting. As you can see, yeah, we're going to go with the trash first. Everything on this side of this towel, from that caps over, is iron. Now this is pretty cool. That's actually a knife blade or some type of cutlery or whatever. Not sure how old that is, but I'm going to go with junk. 2 little tiny tools. One is one of those hex things where you got a little socket on the end of it, and then the other thing looks like a Allen wrench. But scrap. 2 big huge washers, and then miscellaneous tidbits of crap. Some steel bottle caps. Then we're going to get into some good stuff here in a second. A nut, and this piece right here, let's see if I can get to it, is heavy for its size, but it's definitely some type of iron. Some copper wire bits, you know, bits and pieces of wire that's been found. That's a brass nut. That there is a 30-06 shell or rifle. I was going to say that's a scabbard tip, but it's not. It's to a pen, gold plated or gold looking plated, and that's some more copper right there. Winchester 12 gauge. Now these are the all this scrap or crap. Look at that sinker, and that's lead, and 2 tire weights. All this is collectible. Collectible as far as scrap value. Not mistaken, the for the for the tin and iron and all that crap is like $249 a ton, or it might even be less than that. It might be $200 a ton and come back out again. But hey, every little ounce counts, right? And then by the time you fill a 5-gallon bucket up with brass, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of brass. Brass is like $1.50 a pound, which is pretty good, you know. And besides, you know, copper and brass and lead weighs a lot, but copper is like $2.40 a pound, give or take. I don't know what the value is today, but that piece of copper will go in a 5-gallon bucket, and I'll save it for scrap for later. Lead, not that much, you know. I think it's like 13 cents a pound. Got to get rid of the metal brackets there from the tire weights. The sinker goes right in my tackle box for fishing because it's in good shape, not damaged. So I'll still reuse that. And then I got card collecting hobbyist. I'm gonna give her now those 2 Coke caps. I'm gonna fix them up and send it to her, clean them out. And the old vintage Pepsi caps, bottles from the 70s and 80s. I mean, most likely late 70s on them. Same with the Coke caps. But all this aluminum is worth around 40 to 50 cents a pound. Now, there's some old pull tabs from the early late 70s, and then you got the late 70s, 80s, before they came into the evil ones. Yeah, Keebler on Stealth Diggers called them the evil one. And then some strange oddball pull tabs that I found. A piece of chrome. Now, you know, and that's to a fence, you know, holds a fence post in or fencing in. And then, of course, that's got a patent date. I can't really read it, what it is, but it's just a piece of aluminum. That goes to some type of window, piece of aluminum. Some more pieces of aluminum, bit bobs. And then, we'll go over here. Can slaw. You can't get away from that stuff. Aluminum, you're going to find a lot of aluminum because it rings up very damn good into like a coin. It might be actually, you know, because it sounds a coin. Like that one there with the cap itself, that rang up as a quarter. And of course you could tell by the size of it, if you did the your homework of digging it up, that it was big. But getting to the actual good stuff, couple dimes I found in my brother's yard. They're going to be cashed in. And this was the other day. I was went on a live stream and said I found 40 cents. Well, there's the quarter, the nickel. You can actually see that for once because I'm using my camera and I'm doing an editing program. So camera's not too bad, but you're not going to get a perfect image out of it. So a quarter, a nickel, 4 copper pennies, and a zinc penny. And then yesterday I went out with my sister and I found a Buffalo nickel. It's a 1925. Let's see if I can really zoom in on that. Like I said, I don't have autofocus on it. It's an old camera. But it's a very nice Buffalo nickel, and it's got a date on it, 1925. She found the 2 copper pennies. There's a couple keys. Not brass, they're actually scrap iron, but I save all keys. There's that little dream maker that I found in my brother's yard a couple weeks ago, which I showed that online on the live stream. Oh, I love the live streams. Yeah. And then a couple cars I found the other day with that 30 cents. Is that little Spitfire thing, Bombardier or whatever. It's missing the propellers, and I'm not sure what type of car that is, but that is a Tootsie Toy. I'm sorry, not Tootsie Toy, a Matchbox, and the plane is a Majoric toy company. This old one back here, we'll zoom into it. I found in my neighbor's yard next door about a week ago. And I showed that online a little bit. And that's a 1948 futuristic type car with the big fins on it. That was a surprise, and the company's no longer in business. They were called Midget Toys, and they were in competition, or I should say Tootsie Toy was in competition with them, and they were selling their Midget Toys, whatever, was selling theirs for 3 or 4 cents cheaper back in the day. They're out of business as of the year 2000, 2007. Everything's been sold out and no more. So there you have it. That's a wrap up. Keeping it real. Look at all that garbage. Just so you know, in order to find silver, which this is well over 100 targets, you have to dig at least 100 targets to find any silver if you're lucky, or an old coin today. Unless you're lucky, like I said. But 9 times out of 10, it takes you 100 holes. So if you're not digging 100 holes an hour, you're not finding the good stuff. And of course, I've only been going out for an hour here, an hour there, getting back into metal detecting, bending over and breaking my back doing it. But I love the hobby. I love finding finds. And as I said, guys, save all your scrap, separate it, get to know what they are: brass, copper, lead, zinc. Actually, I got a piece of zinc right here. That's to a sink. A lot of sinks, their plumbing is made of zinc, chrome-plated zinc. And just like our pennies, they corrode like crap. They rot right out. So, and of course, you're always going to find cans, and they ring up so nice, 82. You think yourself got a $50 or a quarter. And same with the washers, because they're round, they sound like they're a dime or a quarter. They sound really good when you're metal detecting. So there you have it, guys. Let's end this, and that way you can get over with the video. Thank you for coming. Hopefully you like, share, subscribe. Of course, I'm at 515 subscribers now. It's going up 1 or 2 every other couple days. Like I said, I'm not in no hurry to move up, but at least it's moving forward, not backwards. Oh, and the pull tabs. Yeah, getting to this. All the pull tabs I save because I'm into, what do you call it, charities and stuff. I don't have a problem doing charities, but usually I use a 5-gallon container to fill them up. Well, I started a jug up 2 years ago of all my pull tabs, and they go for to the medical field. They get paid minutes to use the dialysis machine for each pull tab, so it's kind of like a count. And 100 pull tabs equals 1 minute on the dialysis machine for cancer patients. It's a good thing to do. I give it to my sister. And as you see, you've seen my sister, my only sister in the video, or that I have, and as my sister, she takes care of that for me and gets it in the right direction. Very heartwarming, and it's a good thing to do. So, thank you all. You all have a good night, good day, good week. Bye-bye.